Good evening. Today we will be discussing A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. We will focus on the universal message that revolution should be taken in moderation. To demonstrate this, we will be making timely connections to the French Revolution, the American Revolution, and the Middle East. Let us slip back into 1792 when the violence of the French Revolution was at its peak. A Tale of Two Cities is set in the French Revolution. Although Dickens did not live in this era, he chose as the backdrop to his book because it exemplified violent revolution. Revolution not taken in moderation.
The French Revolution precipitated from a general dissent against the nobility and aristocracy. This dissent transformed itself from riots and protests into bloody revolution. In total, 16,000 people were executed by the guillotine. The ensuing instability of the French Revolution allowed the populace to rally behind one charismatic leader, Napoleon Bonaparte. The violence quickly escalated into a one-sided war waged by France against all the major powers of Europe, trying to prevent the revolution's spread. This massive bloodshed is a stark reminder of what can happen when we fail to take revolution in moderation.
Let us step back 2 decades and across the Atlantic where another revolution is occurring, although this revolution had more peaceful intentions.
After England made efforts to enforce its presence in its North American colonies, our forefathers attempted to peacefully separate from King George III through a formal declaration of independence. King George did not accept. Unlike the French Revolution, our republic's birth was not driven by bloodlust, rather it was a fight for freedom against tyranny and oppression. The profound difference between our revolution and the French Revolution was that ours was a war for freedom, and theirs was a one-sided massacre. We took our revolution in moderation.
We have looked at revolutions throughout history, but Dickens' message is not limited to the past. Rather, it is universal and can be applied even today. The Arab Springs of the Middle East have frighteningly similar characteristics to the French Revolution.
The populations of Middle Eastern countries such as Libya, Egypt, and Syria have been under tyrannical rule until now. Starting on December 18, 2010, a revolutionary wave of demonstrations, protests, riots, and civil wars in the Arab world began, known collectively as the Arab Spring. Like the peasants of the French Revolution, many revolutionaries of the Arab Spring have resorted to barbarism on par with that of the French Revolution. And like the French Revolution, the Arab Spring was instigated by dissatisfaction with the rule of local governments and wide gaps in income levels. The protests have sparked ongoing civil war in Syria. The death toll there is 120,000 and rising. The events of the Arab Spring are extremely similar to the events of the French Revolution, which is why Dickens' message is universal and applicable today.
You have now seen how Dickens' message is timeless. We hope you will consider this next time you're feeling a little revolutionary. Good evening and good night.